today we're just gonna talk a little bit about the PA46s and kind of go, especially the on interior. Basically, you have to kind of know the flow. Again, a bonus is gonna be we got this is interior. I mean the baggage component is in the front. You got the engine up here. This is a Mirage, and this is where the battery goes. We got everything removed, and then we're just gonna be using the GPU or ground GP power unit, ground power unit. So I had to think it down. All right, so to turn it on, simply, by the way, this works really good. You just turn on the power. Okay, and then before you turn on power, of course, you gotta make sure that all the circuit breakers are pulled. Okay, which I already did. Now I'm going inside. So there's no battery right now. And then once you step in the airplane, the first instrument that comes on is these ones. I'm trying to get in the seat. So these two instruments will come in first. You got a backup PFD, and then you have the PFD, the primary flight display. Okay. Ooh, that thing's loud. All right, so first of all, I want to introduce you to the sections, like basically how to know the easy way to know where the buttons are located. And so once you get in every airplane, the engineers always make these planes in the sections, so that way it's easier for people to know. And they use flow. For example, so here will be all your circuit breakers on this side. Okay. All right, and then you have, backup instrument. You got the screens here. Okay. Autopilot is gonna be on top here, this section. Radio controls, audio panel. It's gonna be right there. AC is gonna be there. Okay. And then on the right side, you got more circuit breakers. And then on the bottom. All right. Back here, that's where we use the FMS, the flight management system. Okay.
TAWS, system test okay.
All right, TAWS. What does TAWS stand for again? All right, my pilots out there, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. What is TAWS? It says TAWS system failed. All right. Okay, and the reason why it fails is because we don't have all the instruments on, so I'm not gonna explain that much, but so all the instruments, the engine control are gonna be down here. Okay, now upstairs here you have on the right side you got engine starting buttons, and then on the right side you got exterior lightings, and then same section we're gonna go ahead and turn on the avionics master switch. So avionics master switch turns on that instrument, this display, and that one. Okay. And what I like about this one, you have the landing indicator. So you got 3 greens. This aircraft is sitting on the ground. All right, it's not on jacks. All right. So what's gonna happen is once this instrument comes up, everything, all this engine indication system are gonna switch and go to MFD. MFD is multi-function display. this one shows basically for the most part it's going to be all the maps, all the radar indications and stuff like that. You'll see here in a minute. All right, so you got PFD number 1 and PFD number 2 for the co-pilot. The indicates basically the same thing as and that's loud, but it's going through it's testing the autopilot. Different things are right now being tested to make sure it's working properly. And so as a pilot, when you're going through this, you want to make sure these things are up and current, which they are. None of this is expired yet. A lot of times when they expire, you see like a green, a red marking somewhere, but you personally have to verify this, make sure it's good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and approve this. Okay, and then you see that tape came from here, now is right there. It's no longer on PFD, it's on a MFD. Okay, now you can control everything you want from here. That's what I like about this one. You can control everything you want from right here. For example, that big knob is like a kind of big knob on the outside, controls the outside, and then smaller knob controls so I would say the outside controls chapters and the inside controls pages. Okay, and then I'll show you in a minute. Now see that this thing here, the light shows you what you're controlling, the MFD right now. So if I was to move that big knob, it's gonna move to another chapter. So you can see right there on top, and the chapters are here. Even away. So chapter, MAP, blah blah blah, that kind of. So there's smaller knob will change this. Smaller knob will change those. Okay, and then the outer knob is changing the bottom here. I think you can see I'm changing. That's a big knob right there. Changing this right here. There you go. All right, and the big knob, the smaller knob, will be changing those chapters right there. Okay, now I'm doing the MFD. Okay, now I'll go to PFD. So on the PFD, it goes, that's what is changing right here. All that kind of stuff, you can change the stuff here in the small section. So they give you that small section because this is primarily to show you the instrument and show the pilot how they're flying. They don't want to block all this. This is very important information here. That's why they don't want to block it. And then every time there's something going on and the aircraft wants to get your attention, you will see this message popping. Every time you see it, you want to click on it and then kind of read what it's saying. Most of the stuff that we're seeing here is because we are inside and we probably have some stuff not connected. Okay, and that's for the ADS-B. All right. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to put in a flight plane. I want to go to Iowa City, Iowa. That's where I used to live. So I click on the D, direct to. Okay. So it's showing as a PFD. So it's coming on this screen. And then I can go So small knob, big knob will move this, and then small knob will change letters. So small knob, okay, now I got the big knob to move it on to the next thing. Let's say Iowa's India, big knob to move over, Oscar, India, Oscar, whiskey. So whiskey, I'm gonna go backwards. That's faster to get there. Okay, and shows Iowa City, Iowa Municipal Airport, and then I'm gonna go next. I just click enter. There's an enter down here. Just enter. It says activate. It's blinking. Enter, enter. And then this is where I'm going. Basically, it shows me how to get there. If I want to check on the MFD, I can change this to MFD, and then I'll switch big knob, and big knob shows me, I'm gonna go to the waypoint, and then basically shows me where I'm going. And no GPS position right now because we're sitting in a hangar. Okay, you see, this is where Iowa City is, and this is where we are. Okay. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. On this one, the speed brake is here, so when you pull back, that speed brake will go up. You push it in, so you pull this outside, and that thing will come out. Speed brake. So when it comes out like this, towards us, that's when the speed brake will come out. So a pull comes out. Yep. Yes, that's it. The rest is just like, the more you work with it, the more you kind of get used to it. Depending on what you're doing, you got all the chapters here. You can either use this, or you can do it on any of these buttons here. Okay, so you got backups basically, or you can connect your F or B, like an iPad. You can connect your iPad to this. So you have 3 ways to control this. This one has pulse oximeter. Okay. I got landing gear. That's fuel, flaps, which is also indicated with that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this is a good airplane. This is very beautiful airplane. Just looking around. So if you the first time you get an airplane, I usually recommend to my students to just take a picture of the cockpit and then get a picture of the checklist, and then you can go home and do like a chair flying. You want to know where the buttons are located, and so this is how most of the aircraft will be laid out. Like the engineers will make sure most of the stuff are in the same location. I mean, like in a good way, so that way you can do a flow check. So we like big airlines or big people who flies big airplanes, they have a flow So you go through your flow and then you double check it on the checklist to make sure that you got it right. Because if you sit there and keep on reading one thing one at a time, it takes a lot of time. But also, you fly this plane a lot. You already know where most of the stuff are. So basically, you double check your checklist and not be reading every single thing, because if you fly regularly, you already know most of the stuff. For example, this is the before landing checklist. So you go through this flow, that flow, and then you double check it. So seatbelt, landing gear, brakes, flaps, fuel pump, lights, I don't know what the HOTS stand for, AC, mixture, prop, autopilot, your dampener. And then, so once you've done that section, you double check the checklist. Okay. So I could have done this just by doing a flow and then double check the checklist to make sure everything is done.